Okay, maybe we should talk about the devotion and the boom. Or we could talk about the boom for a bit. Welcome back to Daily Devotions with Dad. I'm Jeremiah.
And who am I?
He's Dad.
What's the rest of it?
He's God, we're not.
Who's God? Me?
He's God, we're
Who
not.
is?
God.
Oh, God's God. He's God. And who are we?
Not.
We're not. Welcome back, like Jeremiah said. Okay, we have had... It's been a busy couple weeks.
Yep.
We got the pool fixed. We've been doing a lot of swimming. And...
I can dive.
He can...
Dive? Well, jump in.
Jumping. Not technically dive. But
okay, maybe we should talk about the devotion and the boom. Or we could talk about the boom for a bit.
Today's devotion is brought to you by, because this is like an ad. It's not really, but we are using what?
Henry Morris.
Yes, written by Dr. Henry Morris. It comes to us from the Institute for Creation Research. Their Days of Praise daily devotional. They have kindly agreed to let us use them for these. You can also, if you go to the address that's on your screen, the icr.org/DOP, you can also get download a podcast about Days of Praise, and you can also read along. The one we're doing today is actually from Friday, June 7th. We're not doing the current one because it's actually the start of a series on a hymn. And I thought that might be a good one to do a little differently. Like maybe we'll get Mom to come in and play the piano, and so we can sing a verse of the hymn and talk about it. But she's not home, so we're gonna do this one instead. And this one is called what?
The Christian's Speech. The
Christian's Speech. And the text for today comes out of Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. Do you want to read that for us?
Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
Colossians 4:6.
And there's only one that ye. I said it twice.
Okay.
I did want that to get confused.
I'm not confused. But you think they might get confused?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't want you to be confused.
I mean, that D just sounds weird.
That's true. That's true.
Back to the devotion.
A Christian's words are of transcendent importance, Dr. Morris says, for Jesus has said from Matthew 12:36, every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. Well, that's scary.
Okay.
You know what that means?
Not really.
Well, what does it sound like it means? Every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. That means when we go to stand before God for judgment, it's like he's going to look at everything we ever said. Can you imagine God saying, okay, Jeremiah, why did you yell at your brother on June the 21st, 2012? You're going to be like...
I was 3.
Lord, I have no idea, right?
I don't think I was able to talk when I was 3.
Well, the word answer in our text, where it says you may know how ye ought to answer, means more than just an answer to a question. The Greek word is used 250 times in the New Testament, and in every other instance it's used in a simple narrative sense, such as, he answered, saying. Thus it refers to ordinary conversation, indicating every verbal response of a Christian should be gracious and tasteful, never crude or hurtful or bland. So even when we say, yes, sir, we should say, yes, sir, and not, yeah, right?
Yeah. And yes, sir. sorry.
I kind of tricked you, didn't I?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you want to keep doing this?
No. No, sir.
No, sir. There you go. You should. That's right. So we should always be gracious and tasteful, never crude, hurtful, or bland. That's what it says. The scriptures include many other specifications for a Christian speech. In the first place, there should not be too much of it. Paul wrote to the Thessalonians and said, "Study to be quiet and to do your own business." That's in chapter 4, verse 11. Our words should be carefully chosen, able to be substantiated. Oh, that's a big word. Substantiated. What does that mean?
No idea.
No idea.
No idea, sir.
Our words should be carefully chosen, able to be substantiated. In other words, that means people should be able to prove what we say. In other words, we should not lie. Right? We should not bear false witness.
I mean, yes, sir. Can I stop doing that?
Every verbal response of a Christian should be gracious and tasteful. Okay. So we should say yes or no, sir, all the time. But let's move forward. Substantiated means it should be able to be verified, trusted. Okay. He says sound speech that cannot be condemned in Titus 2:8. People should be able to rely on the truth of what we say. In Ephesians 4, Paul writes, "Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor." So we shouldn't be lying to each other. We should be telling the truth all the time. Furthermore, in Ephesians still, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers." So what is edifying?
No idea.
No idea. To edify is to build up. The front of a building is often called its edifice. So to edify is to build up. In other words, to encourage or to make something stronger. So when we talk to people, our goal should be to edify.
Can I stop?
In Colossians...
Because that's where you...
In Colossians... Why don't you read that? In Colossians 3:8, what does it say? It starts right here.
But who ye also put off all these anger, wrath,
Malice. Blasphemy. Filthy. Communication
out of your mouth.
But who ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. You know what anger is, right?
Yes.
Do you know what wrath is?
No.
Wrath is like... Anger is like... Wrath is like... Jeremiah! That's like wrath. Okay, come on. What's blasphemy?
No idea.
Blasphemy is taking God's name in vain. Blasphemy is blaming God for something that's not God's fault. It's being angry and yelling at God for things that aren't his responsibility. It's saying bad things about God, because God doesn't deserve for any bad things to be said about him. After all, he's God and we're not. So what can we possibly say to God? He gets to be God. We don't. Filthy communications. That's things like dirty jokes or bad words or things like that. That's why we don't say bad words, right? Because in Ephesians 4:29 or Colossians 3:8 says, "Put off filthy communication." And in Ephesians 4:29, which we had just read, it says, "No corrupt communication." In other words, no communication that is not useful for edifying and for ministering grace to the hearers. But if this seems humanly impossible, remember, God is able to tame our tongues. Those of you in the audience who ever have to drive, you guys know sometimes it's like humanly impossible not to be angry at someone who pulls out and cuts you off or something like that. But God, remember, God is able to tame our tongues, he says, even though we can't. Give that kind of stuff over. The key is prayer, earnest and consistent prayer. Not just that our speech becomes innocuous. What is innocuous?
No idea.
Innocuous. Innocuous means it doesn't do anything. It doesn't cause harm, but it doesn't do good. Yeah, it's kind of innocuous. Yes, sir shows respect.
Okay.
See? So the key is prayer, earnest and consistent prayer. Not just that our speech become innocuous, that is unoffensive, but that it may edify, testify, and minister grace. And that's like I was saying with, yes sir, no sir is an easy way to, even in a situation where you might disagree with somebody, or yes ma'am, no ma'am, at least show people the respect for whatever authority they might have. That's an important thing. Okay. That's Daily Devotions with Dad today. Thank you, Jeremiah, for being here with me.
Seth. Not. Well, your real name is Seth. Just saying.
I know my name. Thanks for being here with me, Jeremiah. What did you think I should have said Seth to?
The people
Oh.
who are watching.
Well, I didn't say I'm Seth yet. I will. Thanks for listening today to Daily Devotions with Dad. This is Jeremiah. I'm...
Dad. Seth. I was just kidding.
No, that's good. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, we really wish that you would click on the subscribe button down below. And when the little bell icon comes up, click that. Oh, did you hear that?
Hear what?
You will. Sorry. Click the... Oh, there it was again. No. Click the little bell icon just so that you can get notified when we post new videos. We've got a bunch of stuff posted. We did our sour challenge where everybody ate sour candy. I'll link that at the end of this video if you haven't seen that yet. Also, there's more Daily Devotions with Dad. We really do appreciate everybody watching and commenting. And if you could share this video, that would be helpful too. We'd love to have more people watch. So,
And so they're about God.
And they're about God, which is always a good thing, right?
Yep.
Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. God bless.